Yeah, what got me into writing actually was reading, to be honest. My dad would always bring home newspapers, and I'd read them. After he was done with them, I read novels as a kid. It was one of my favorite forms of entertainment, really. And so I guess getting into reading, I learned a lot about formatting, and a lot of the stuff became kind of intuitive. I knew how a newspaper article was structured before I ever took a journalism class because I'd read so much of the news. And then when it became time to decide what I wanted to do, it was, writing is the thing that came most naturally to me because I was so kind of ingratiated in just reading from a very early age. So, and yeah, just kind of that process of kind of deconstructing what writing is from reading, and then applying it myself in what I was writing was it was a kind of a fun way to learn that process. The most enjoyable, I kind of pride myself or make it a priority to want to take whatever topic that it is, no matter how simple or how complicated, and really distill it down. And I think the challenge when you're writing something like a byline where it's 800 or 1,000 words is there's almost an urge to want to fluff things up a little bit. I like to get from A to Z in a pretty direct fashion, but with an appropriate amount of color, an appropriate amount of humor to capture the reader's interest as well. So I think during the writing process, for me, the best challenge is to how am I going to focus on something that's maybe technical or something that maybe not everyone's going to grasp right away, make it accessible, make it approachable, make it very actionable, all while adding in a little color, a little flavor, a little humor, that kind of thing. Especially working at our agency, there's obviously a lot of technology, so there's going to be some overlap, but the technology is often there's a lot of variety. I mean, it's a big difference between someone writing about telecoms industry versus someone writing about IT monitoring for MSPs. So yeah, the variety is definitely a big plus, and there's always something new to learn, I guess is one big benefit. Kind of going back to where I first kind of fell in love with writing is the reading again, trying to figure out some new topics, learn those kind of new things. It's fun. It kind of gives you something new to do each time you have to approach a new client. I don't know if there's like a specific thing that someone does. My biggest pet peeve is honestly just boring writing, when people just fluff up pieces so much. I don't like it when a piece is very boring. I feel like, especially in tech writing, there's so much potential to just kind of ramble on and on about trends or about your own personal opinion on what the cloud's going to do or whatever. And it kind of goes back to what I try to do when I'm writing a byline, is make it very pretty tight and pretty actionable. I hate reading the jargon, that kind of thing, and the long, drawn out explanations about what this technology is going to do for the industry. It's kind of just get to the point. I think we kind of live in that kind of environment, that type of society where people only have so much time, and 1,000 words to explain how to make a watch is probably a few too many words.